You know what I'm saying? Usually don't spit on too much, don't usually talk on too much. You know what I mean? But yeah. Yeah, 2026, I'm unleashed with it. I don't even give a fuck. We're going all out. You know what I'm saying? Why go to the grave with the secrets? Fuck it. We're gonna go ahead and tell it. You know what I'm saying? All the non-disclosure agreements, all the NDAs expired. I don't give a fuck. We're going lights out. I'm gonna tell you that behind the scenes shit. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna get it to you gun barrel straight and blood raw, because I really don't give a fuck no more. All right. Ain't no reason been holding it back 23 years. Hey, I've been even doing this online, Sgt WarDawg thing, 7 years now, 2019. I never explicitly told you about how I get down, how I got down, the true nature of the personality, what it's like, step by step, hitting motherfuckers in the wall, fighting, going back, whatever. But you rocking with me now this shit. I'm gonna tell you everything, man. Tell you everything. Now, I do want to take this time also to highlight the ProHear Machete Bluetooth earmuffs, all right? These are made for the gun range, all right? Now, remember, I fired M249 salsa. My ears are already damaged. So, to be able to go to the gun range with Bluetooth earmuffs like this that protect my ears, because I already have hearing aids, below these. They protect your ears, and since they have Bluetooth, you can listen to music at the range while you're firing, while you're talking to your students. All right. You can listen to music or take phone calls right there on the range from these Bluetooth ProHear Machete Bluetooth earmuffs, man. Some of the hottest things on the market. I told you. I've been using them 2 months now, testing them out, man. Hottest shit I ever came across. Hottest shit I ever came across. Yeah, but one more time, like I said though, these are the ProHear Machete Bluetooth earmuffs. These are made for the gun range, all right? But they also have Bluetooth, which means you can listen to music and make phone calls right from the headphones while you are at the range. Or for me, you're in the woods, you're hunting. I create and whatnot, make videos, apps, websites, design for my book, all that type of thing. These are the headphones that I use for those as well, man. I use these headphones to create, to listen to the music that I apply to videos and whatnot, to listen to the songs that get sent to me by indie artists around the world for the artist playlists. Yeah. And just real quick, I'm gonna break down some in-house shit. Some in-house shit that happened within the Marines. All right? In-house type of shit that happened within the Marines during the Iraq War. That I lived, experienced, saw, rock with, was a part of. I happen to be a part of my motherfucking life. And I'm getting to that point now where I guess I'm actually kind of grateful that I survived to be able to finally get to a mic, tell you and talk about it. A lot of veterans want to be able to tell the story, man. Tell the story of, what you did, what you saw, how hard it was for you to make it into that organization, 2, for you to say goodbye to your family, friends, everything you love, family, friends, girlfriends, your car, all of that. We say goodbye to everyone, everything we love. We sign wills, life insurance policies. We say, yes, I agree that it might take my life, but in order to truly face my ops and face the ops of my country, I'm all in 1,000,000%. dedicated to this lifestyle. This ain't no bullshit. I ain't talking. I'll walk it. You feel me? I asked for this. I made sure I was certified and qualified enough to be able to do it, handle it, get it. Then I stamped that shit, took it around the world, made it official. Started visiting places, stamping my resume. Motherfucking real ops. That's where we are. All right. Behind the scenes, real quick. In the Iraq War. All right. Tell you about some in-house shit that happened, man. Because nobody understands, right, that as the individual Marine, right, during the war, they never understand all the pressure that we had to deal with individually, right? You can never, ever understand that. But we all try to, one by one, we try. One by one, we try. And we teach it to them. But they still never understand when it's time to hit it. Or when it's time to, you know what I'm saying, put a motherfucker down. Because I ain't never hesitated for that part of it. I'm gonna break down to you some in-house shit though. Some shit that happened inside while I almost had to light up a motherfucking Marine my goddamn stuff. Alright? Talk about the pressures that motherfuckers facing this shit. A Marine has already dealt with the pressure in life of leaving his family, leaving wife, kids, girlfriend, cars, houses, everything he loves. Leaves all of that shit. Because he's dedicated to the life, to the job, to the country. If he's a grunt, it means he's dedicated to that motherfucking hidden lifestyle. Finding our ops, finding our enemies, handling that. It's just what we do. It's a lifestyle. If your gun game is that official, you're that dedicated to it, you're looking at it as more than just picking up the weapon, fun. Go ahead, incorporate it, combine all of it. Not just the gun, combine the running, the hiking, the weightlifting. All right? Surviving outdoors, the mindset, the mental aspects, the intelligence, be able to remember this, slide over on that, handle that operating system, right? Handle that piece of intelligence, handle that piece of, that piece of equipment. Learn the systems, all right? A lot of people tell you that shit about me. Dumb grunts and dumb, yeah? You meet a lot of things. Most of the time, you won't meet a dumb grunt who won't also be able to save your life, though. Okay? I guarantee you he's smart enough to use every bit of equipment, intelligence, and the people around him. And that's all you need to worry about. Say whatever you need to. Dumb grunt, this, that, whatever the hell. You see what I'm doing and I'm already proving to you. Whatever you thought about grunts, yeah, well, we can handle this shit. Come home, survive, hit college, come home, write books, make podcasts, apps, websites. Do not ever let them count you out, box you, underestimate you, tell you what you can do, can't do, think. Hell, I hit the psych ward 5 times after the war, and look what I'm now doing, okay? Turn my pain and my therapy into creating, into learning to create content, videos, pictures, images, apps, websites, my book, my own podcast, now the streaming network. All right. I will let them box you in. All right. You have never understand what it's like to be me, to be underestimated my whole life. Whether it's for size, skin color, intelligence, whatever. Who gives a fuck? Like I tell you, man, if you know who you are like I did since 18, up until now at this point, they can't stop you. You understand? Understand the mindset. Here's the proof, the facts in the pudding. I'm a kid. I put it and I show it to you and display it to you here all day, every day. Best ways I can. Kid who, at 18, had academic scholarships, several. Chose the other option. Had to prove that he could be a Marine. Instead of working in the crime lab, I had to prove that I could be with the SWAT guys that go in and get the suspects that way. And I did. Highest levels. All right. Marine Corps, 0311, infantry. Ended up being stationed out 1st Marine Division out west, 29 Palms, on Iraq. 3 straight tours. Very first day of the war, 2003, and again in 04, and again in 05. Now, 03 alone. 03 alone, nobody ever understand. We were the unit that got chosen to go all the way to Baghdad. Okay? That's what makes this different. That's what makes everything I do, say, tell you different. How many motherfuckers can tell you, yeah, and they can paint this picture for you the way I do have and, will continue to do. Through imagery, videos, stories, podcasts. How many other creators, influencers, shooters, whatever, can break it down and tell you, yeah, I've been paid, met the expectations, certifications, whatever, became a Marine as a teenager, became an infantry Marine as a teenager, went to war, left the country at 18, paid, M249 Saw Gunner, Marine, went all the way to Baghdad with the 1st Marine Division, 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines, Dark Side, Kilo Company, 1st Platoon, 3rd Squad. What's happening? That's the fam. Huh? From waiting at the Kuwait-Iraq border to scrapping all the way to Baghdad, every house person, and dodging IEDs, snipers, bombs, car bombs, whatever in between, and constantly hit. Few in this world can tell you what it's like to be a paid motherfucking shooter, paid Marine shooter. First day of Iraq, all the way to Baghdad, to be with the unit that pulled down Saddam's statue. Yep. You can prove it. You see in the picture. And that's just 5 seconds of one day of my life. 5 seconds. You see us crossing that bridge, that motherfucker on the bridge. Now, lights out, pay attention to what was on that person on the bridge. Look at his jacket, his shirt, then notice what's strapped around his chest. That green bandolier, okay? That is meant to hold explosives. That motherfucker want to take out me and every Marine you see in that picture, all right? So fuck him, fuck the other side, fuck what they stand for. You got to understand the level of mind frame of determination, facing people, enemies, everything in my life from that picture alone, okay? Since the age of 18, I was taught and have the mindset that I can dominate men. I can fight men. Don't care how old, big, faster, stronger, skin color, race, religion. I do not care. If they are an op of me, my country, the Marine Corps, then I'm motherfucking coming at your ass. You understand that? Huh? I'm dedicated, signed up for that lifestyle. Whoever you are. Whoever you are, where you are when you decide to become an op of me and mine. Okay? I decided at 18 that I want to be one of the ones that motherfucking come get you and get paid for it. And not just carry a gun, but also can handle everything else that comes with it. The swimming, the fighting, the foreign language training, the intelligence requirements, the memory, right? The holding military standards, living outdoors, being dirty, being able to operate and use the intelligence and the devices, okay? Constantly learning new systems, body cams, new scopes, everything that it takes to properly dial in and handle your enemy. Who best to tell you than a motherfucker like me, who's been paid and had proved time and time again that he's gone around this country in Iraq 3 times in motherfuckers' houses. Lights out, what's happening? Came home with the homies, talk to you about it. Now, War Tales, Sgt WarDawg. Huh? Now, let me break it down to you real quick though. On some in-house shit. Real in-house shit. Marines have a rule about smoking cigarettes at night. All right? If you're a shooter, if you're an operator, you understand this. I won't get into it right here, right now. You want to find out more about that kind of those, things that go along with being and surviving, being a true shooter. Right? We talk about that exclusively. The War Tales, if you become a subscriber on the War Council level. Okay? This year I'm going unleashed. Tell you everything, baby, everything. Raw pictures, stories. I tap in with dudes that were there with me, Marines, some of the world's finest. You know what I mean? Guys that put in work 2, 3 times, 4 times in Iraq, Afghanistan. Then went on, did their show in law enforcement, security, federal executive protection, You name it, FBI, county police, chief police. I got homies that Marines that put in work with me in Iraq, and I went on to take over the world in their fields, respectively. Because that's all we know. That's all we were taught. Look at everyone you see in the picture. Imagine the mindset of every man in that picture. The mindset, the dedication. I'm going to leave behind my life, my family, friends, girlfriends, cars, materials. I'm going to sign life insurance policies and wills. I'm truly and seriously. I'm not the movies or TV or series or anything fictional. I'm about to go get paid for shit. Every man you see in that picture has the same mindset. I came here to face my country's ops. I'm infantry. I'm Marine Corps infantry. I'm a grunt. They know I'm coming. They see me. And a motherfucking special thing need to be special about it. They know what time it is. Day or night. They know that I'm one of the ones who face my country's enemies. So when it happened and the call came at age 18 as a Marine Saw Gunner in 0311, there was time to jump off and set it off. You motherfucking right. I got excited and happy. Bitch, what's happening? Let's set it off. Let's get paid then on these bitches. One at a time. Fuck they talking about. Direct deposit, nigga, let's make it happen. And then we jumped in it then. Shit. That's what it's all about, though. I'm going to break it down to you on World Tales, man. Day by day. But I'm going to hit you off, though, man. I've been trying to get to this. I apologize, man. I've been trying to get to this. Behind the scenes shit, all right? Like I said, Marines got a rule about when we smoke at night. We don't smoke as soon as it gets dark. Why? Because you can see the cherry on a cigarette, right? Or on a vape, on anything, all right? If you're a true shooter, you know this. You know what time it is. You know what I'm talking about, right? True shooters like us, we're trying to figure out where your mouth or your face is. You're a smoker. You just wait to see where you pause. And then you let draw. You know, you remove the hand. Where are they pausing to draw? Okay? Remove the hand. Where are they pausing to draw the cigarette? The whole time, that cherry, that red burning cigarette, blunt, cigar, whatever, is burning. Shooter like me, that's what I do. That's it. I'm waiting to see at night. Are you smoking? So I can see you and figure out where your face is. So I can figure out exactly where along this picture your face is. Right? You way back here, the way closer to your eye, your nose, your ear. Shooter like me needs to know. Especially if we're talking about hostage situations and shit, right? I need to know. You that kind of if you're a smoker, you that kind of you smoking at night, you don't understand that that's the kind of thing that I capitalize on. Lights off, bitches. That's your fault. Oh, you smoking at night, I see it, figure it out, see where it is. I see where it is that you pause when you draw. Every time you hit your blunt, cigarette, where does it pause? And then you drop the hand, and where does it pause? And that's where I light your ass up every motherfucking time. Soon as I figure out where you pause that with your blunt, your cigar, your cigarette, that's where I hit you at every motherfucking time. You pause long enough, you let me figure out that you smoking at night. Soon as you pause long enough around your mouth, your face, I will light your motherfucking ass up for a paycheck. Direct deposit time. Bitch, what's happening? Around the world, this is what I do. I'm going to hit you and go make a show about it and tell you about it like I'm doing now 20 years later. God damn it. It's official, though. This is the lifestyle, man. The lifestyle. But yeah, man, on some in-house shit now. On some in-house shit. This motherfucker, man, we got a rule about not smoking at night, right? Nah. The Marine I happen to be with, though, you got to mind me. This is our third tour, all right? I already turned 19 over there doing this shit. You see the picture. What happened when I was 19? 20. Go back over to Fallujah. It's even worse. Hot, hidden. Every motherfucking Muslim that wanted a piece of us in the world came to Fallujah. You know what time it is, all right? So when I say I got ops, when I say I face ops around the world that wanted a piece, everybody came to Fallujah. That's what time it was. You were a Muslim. You wanted a piece of America or the Marines at that time. And goddamn it, you came to meet me in Fallujah. It was the killing field, cemetery for all us, both sides. Didn't give a fuck. That's all the lifestyle I know, goddamn it. All right? So, they come through on that Fallujah side. And I tell you, mind-wise, my mind getting frayed, getting frazzled on this shit. Already, 19, you saw what I went through in Baghdad. From day one at the border, all the way to Scrapping. Cross that bridge, get in Baghdad, all that other shit, right? Go through what I got to go through the next year in Fallujah. Losing my homie down there, Mike. Losing Medal of Honor winner, Corporal Jason Dunn, all right? Who I live next door to in the barracks, all right? Nobody will ever understand that story. My relationship with Medal of Honor winner, Corporal Jason Dunn. I live right next door to him in the barracks. You will never understand that. I went to Iraq my very first tour. I came back with the 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines. We returned to 29 Palms. I was living in the barracks. Living in the barracks. I turned my head to the left. His door is right beside me. Corporal Jason Dunham, who went on to win the Medal of Honor as a Marine for jumping on a grenade and saving the lives of his fellow Marines. You will never understand the impact that has had on me, my life, my psyche. The man who went on to do the most selfless thing that we were ever taught to do as Marines, as grunts especially, with him being an NCO. You will never understand what it's been like for me to know that I lived right next door in the barracks at 19 years old. After I just did my first tour in Iraq, he came over. He didn't go over to Iraq with us the first time when he joined 3-4. He came over from security forces, right? It was his time to return to a grunt unit. After he did his security forces time, he came to 3-4. He found we had just out. He found out we had just come back from our first time in Iraq, right? So that was the situation that I was in. I'm there. I'm an E2 PFC, private first class, Marine grunt, 0311. I have just completed my first tour in Iraq. In the barracks next door to me is an NCO, right? A corporal. He has not been to Iraq yet, but he has years, he has experience. He's an NCO, he's a corporal. Who was that corporal living right next door to me? It's Corporal Jason Dunham, who went on to win the Medal of Honor. I can never forget the seriousness of his eyes. Conversations. Even something as simple as telling me or giving me an order to sweep the sidewalk, sweep the catwalk. You understand that for me, this has been conversations with a Marine who went on to win the Medal of Honor posthumously after he gave his life and jumped on a grenade to save the lives of his fellow Marines, his junior Marines, to save the Marines and his team. He jumped on a grenade, sacrificed his life, to save the lives of his fellow Marines. These are the level of types of friends that I have and that I know and that I've grown up with in my life. This is the level of dedication and selflessness from men, from Marines that I have known and grown up with since I was 18 years old. These are the kind of men that I rock with. This is all I know. These are the only A1 caliber people, men that I've lived with and grown up with and been around since I was 18. Men who were already tough enough, smart enough to make it to the Marines, make it to the highest levels within the Marine Corps infantry, become leaders, NCOs, squad leaders, platoon commanders, platoon sergeants. And that NCO, Corporal Jason Dunham, when he first hit the 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines, after my first tour in Iraq, he lived right next door to me in the barracks. I remember him talking to me. I remember the seriousness in his eyes at all times. I know the buddies, the roommates that I had at the time who, had been out to bars with him, had talks with him, had drinks with him. You never understand what it was like for me and the hurt that I had when I found out what happened to him while I was back in Iraq again, my second tour. When I found out what he did, the sacrifice he made, how it hurt him, how it hurt the Marines, all of us who knew him. Never understand what that's like to know that I know a Medal of Honor winner. I have known. I have grown up next to a Marine Corps Medal of Honor winner, recipient, Corporal Jason Dunham. Since I was 20 years old, since I was 19, 20 years old. And the way it worked out for me is, like I said, we hit Iraq 3-4. I'm an 0311 with 3-4 Kilo Company, Dark Side, out of 29 Palms. We hit Iraq. We left the country in January 03. I was 18. Very next month, February, we were in Kuwait. I turned 19. Very next month, March, we hit Iraq. We enter. I'm 19, doing what I got to do. It's all gunner lifestyle, right? We do what we do. We get all the way to Baghdad, pull down Saddam statue. We get awarded the Presidential Unit Citation. I come home. I visit Orlando, see my family, mother, everybody, great times. I return to 29 Palms. Corporal Jason Dunham is already there in the barracks. He's already there with 3-4 by that time when I come back from leave. That's my first time meeting him. All right, and then the way it works. He's already a corporal. He's got ranks, experience, so on and so forth. He's my superior. So does not matter that as a man, as a grunt, as a Marine, I just been over to Iraq. I got this experience, whatever, been there. Cool. Come back to the family, still fall into the family, into the organization, into the rules. Still respect that man. Still respect that Marine. Still respect his rank. So, as always, I fell in line, followed his orders, met him. Great guy. And as I said, always the seriousness in his eyes that I will never ever forget. Even me living next door to him, if he said something as simple as, hey, like I said, go sweep. It's your turn to go sweep. You go sweep that sidewalk. You go do this. Take out that trash. Something that simple. Remember talking to him. Talking to eyes. Corporal Jason Dunham, who went on to jump on a grenade, saved the life of his fellow Marines, who was awarded Medal of Honor. Yeah, I know him. I know him. I grew up with him. I'm not the only one. I got stories with him. For the first time, I'm talking about him now. All right. War Tales, Sgt WarDawg. I'm unleashed now. Talking about everything for the first time. But only for my War Council level subscribers. All right. You don't like the way I present it to you, though. Paint you a very nice picture. What it's been like 3 times be paid. Marine Rifleman, 0311 Grunt. Go get them, go hit them around the world, and come home. Parlay, talk about it, chill with your bros, and go back, do ops, more missions, party, meet people, meet women, have fun, pride around the world, come back, fight again, houses, ops, shoots, gunfight, dodging snipers, IEDs, bombs in trash bags, bombs in dead dogs. Give it to you real raw. I never have before. Ain't no really people gave a damn. But since no one's ever come to ask me in the media, no one's ever found me to say, hey, what was it like for you as a kid, as a young black kid to come from Orlando and then be sent to Baghdad and then be sent back to Fallujah and then be sent back again? No one's ever gave a fuck to come ask me. So that's why I, did what I did and became my own creator, self-published my own book, got it into the Amazon on my own, got it into Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Books A Million, Apple Books, the You Buy lineup around the world on my own. Hey, just because no one's ever come to you to hear your story, no one from the media, doesn't mean your story doesn't need to be heard. All right? That's what I'm doing here as Sgt WarDawg, Sgt WarDawg TV, obviously, and now the WarDawg creators class. Okay, because I was told that my story of going to Iraq 3 times wasn't enough, wasn't good enough. My story, me being able to tell you lights out. No, I'm the guy who walks in the houses. Okay, my story is way different from everyone else. I know the power of my story. Others didn't. The companies didn't. The publishers didn't. Oh, and yes, because I waited so long after the war to talk about it. But hell, during the war, I didn't even know we were allowed to talk about it. I didn't know, you look to the left and right. You guys writing home, writing in journals. You didn't know who was writing who was writing books, who was, who wasn't. And then in between each tour, you see guys writing books and be like, shit, I was there too. I could have talked about it. I didn't know if I'm allowed to or if they would have been mad at me or whoever, however, but I could have gave you my perspective right then, right there. So I have waited, even while I was there in Kuwait, before we crossed the border to enter Iraq, and during the Iraq war, right? My unit had media attached directly to us. Okay? If you can imagine that. All right. So my platoon of say 40 guys, second squad had National Geographic attached to them. Can you imagine that now? Imagine my lifestyle. Imagine me as a Marine and my connection to media, the war, being followed by a cameraman, a reporter, photojournalist, the whole time. The whole time I'm fighting these guys, possibly being killed in front of them, on film, on camera, right? I mean, the same way you see that picture of that book, I could have been dead and killed in that picture, right? Same way. So understand my connection between guns, media, the military, Marines, photojournalists, all right? I have been followed by National Geographic, by Time Magazine since I was 18 years old. I know what it feels like to have Time Magazine, to have the media, TV, all of that. Internationally, live, in my life, possibly filming me get killed. That's what makes everything different for me, with what I can bring to you as a creator and as Sgt WarDawg TV, okay? Because not everyone can give it to you like that. I can give it to you. I was the actual operator, the guy with the gun, the talent. I was followed by the media, National Geographic, Time Magazine. They would submit reports right there near where I was at. So, I'd be shooting, fighting over here. They'd be over in a safer part on their laptops, on their satellite phones, reporting shit. They had their photojournalist, their cameraman. I got a reporter and a photojournalist at all times. I'm looking over and saying, damn, what's Time Magazine saying? Damn, what's National Geographic saying? That's my life. You understand? So when I bring things to you as a creator, you got to understand, I have front row, real-time experience with a gun, with dealing with the enemies as a Marine infantry sergeant and grunt and rifleman. Then I also have the experience on the media side. I looked over to my left and my right since I was 18, 19, 20. Since I was at that case, when the Iraq war first started, when I was just 19, I could actually look over to my left and see the reporter and the cameraman from National Geographic right there beside me. So did you see my connection now? Marines, war entertainment. This is all I know. I'm a Marine who's been surrounded and followed by the media since I was in Iraq, since I was 18. So now, the entire combination of being that shooter, being the talent, okay, from a media perspective, being the actual talent, okay, not a singer, rapper, actor, whatever, the guy with the gun. No, I don't look like what Hollywood wants, what Hollywood would tell you. I'm 5'8", I'm bow-legged, black, I'm straight out of Orlando, Florida. That's it. Ain't nothing special, celebrity popping about it, all right? But I got motherfucking heart that you'll never know, understand, or believe in. And I have shown it and proved it. Becoming a Marine, becoming an 0311 rifleman. Then going to Iraq first time all the way to Baghdad. And us being the unit that pulled down Saddam's statue, facing every motherfucker we had to. Every building, house, village, man after man, trained, armed men, K'd up, with sticks, supposed to be bought that life, paid for it. They military. I know what it's like to face them. You don't. That's why you need to shut up and listen to me. Subscribe, listen, rock, find out, learn some shit. You were watching it on TV. I was living it. The first 3 years of Iraq War, whatever thought you knew, I was living it. That's what I'm bringing to you, all right? Now, like I said, here though, as a creator, nobody ever understand what it's like. Being 19 years old, paid, saw gunner, and I'm around everybody, all the high level shit, boy. I'm seeing everybody, all the alphabet boys at just 19 years old, right? You name them, you name an organization, I was seeing them, right? You name an organization in U.S. military, government intelligence, DOD, I've been seeing them, I've been knowing them, I've been around them. They respect me, I respect them. Because on a competence level, I proved that I was good enough to be there with them, around them. I proved with the Marines on our level that I could, one, be a Marine, two, that I was grunt, three, I'm competent enough to operate at those highest levels wherever they were too. So that situation, I tell you about media life, whatever. Okay, yes, I'm that guy, front row, Marine, rifleman, infantry. Been in stuff with Special Forces, seen the SEALs and the SEALs in the Navy SEALs in Iraq. Been around that. I'm that guy. And on a media perspective, I was followed by National Geographic and Time Magazine since I was 19 years old. I was followed by their photojournalists, their reporters. All right, they would submit magazine articles and issues and whatnot right there from where I was. They pull out their laptops, satellite phones, whatever. We keep them away from the dangerous stuff, obviously. They would submit. We'd be doing the fighting. Keep going. At all times, it was a known thing for us. Hey, how they doing? How's he doing? How the reporters doing? How Simon and Bob doing? How Simon and Bob doing? They all right? How the National Geographic guys doing? They all right? This is my relationship to media. This is what I bring you as a creator. Not only as a front row Marine, but as a creator. I have been around the directors, photojournalists, reporters, everyone in media, filming what could have happened to me live. You will never know what that's like. To be moving around with National Geographic, fighting guys in the Iraq War, when the war first started especially, possibly can be filmed being killed. But I'm friends with the cameraman, the photojournalist, the reporters, But yeah, I could be filmed being knocked off. That's just the nature of how that lifestyle works. That's the way, we had to handle it, take it, live with it, keep moving with it, man. So when I tell you, though, after the war, yes, after being followed by National Geographic, I had my own understanding of what filming is like, of actual professional, high level, international, global war photojournalism is and is like. I have seen it at its best, at its highest. I have seen film production of the war front row because they were following me. National Geographic was attached to my platoon. I know what it's like. You want to talk about media, being a creator? How do I do now? Media, the websites. I know. I know the people. I've seen the stuff. I've seen stuff they've been doing since I was 20 years old, 19. I seen the book that they made and put me in when I was 19. So yeah, now my age, all these years later, of course, I understand the connection of all of it. Between being the operator, the Marine, being the media now, doing what the directors do, photojournalists do, incorporating that now towards the modern aspect with, social media, apps, websites, self-publishing. This is what I bring you. Sgt WarDawg TV, with all of my web TV shows, podcasts, book, apps made, the app that I've made before, websites that I've created before. I'm not just your average shooter. I'm not just your average creator. I'm not just your average Marine. That's why you need to rock with me. Everything with me is different. Come see why. Sgt WarDawg, Sgt WarDawg TV, and my WarDawg Creators class on school. Okay? I'm going to walk you through the basic app that I used to first begin my podcast, then how I use that app after about 30 episodes to transcribe the pages that I then needed for my book, and how I took the book from being published. First, I tried with the traditional publisher, actually a military publisher in the UK, well known, reputable. All right. And like I told you, this is coming from an actual guy who was there. I approach these companies and tell them I'm a front row guy. My story is different than everyone else's. I know the power of my story. I know the power of the story of the Marines I served with in 3rd Battalion, 4th Marines, Dark Side. I know the unique nature of what we did. So watch this. Watch me figure out how to incorporate what I know and saw as a Marine with what I now am knowing, learning in entertainment, and how I can portray and paint the picture of what we went through. 3 straight years, 3 straight tours in Iraq with no breaks in between. All right. And that's what I'm doing, man. You see how well I've done it myself since 2019? Everything you see here, Sgt WarDawg TV, from me walking out into the woods with a GoPro to me now streaming internationally 24/7 on 5 different platforms at all times. All right. From what I first walked out with the GoPro to record myself, not even having a YouTube channel, to now, 7 years later, being up on all social media platforms, having the outdoor content, then moving on to my own podcast, up to 150 plus paid episodes, under 150 episodes now. I teamed up with my co-host, Sappertamo, who's in Australia. He's an he's an Australian war veteran of the Afghan war. So you see, we're international now. All right. We're taking our causes, our fights as war veterans, learning the world, learning what we learned, surviving, dealing with our own mental health, PTSD issues, so incorporating what we've learned through war, life, our ups and downs. And now, as creators, all right, with Follow the Sapper, we're now bringing his book and his story of survival in the Afghanistan war and life afterwards, bringing his book to the market. All right. I'm going to bring it to the market just as I brought my own book. And you will see this on school step by step. Watch the process, watch the steps. I'm going to lay out to you everything that I did. Okay. Now, everyone knows, yes, being a published author is an amazing thing. I can show you how to do that. All right. And then there are levels. Once you are a published author, there's one thing. If you're chosen the traditional route where the publishing company chooses you, you get a book advance and you go through things in that route. Or there's the route that I ended up having to take. Even though I had the greatest Iraq story anybody could ever damn tell you. All right. Who else to hear from the guy who's there all day, every day, 3 straight times, front lines, going in people's houses, hunting for the enemy, paid for, can prove it on paper with the military records, pictures, videos, and they didn't want to hear my story. So had to do what I had to do. And got my book, though, like I said, from dealing with that publisher, that well-known, reputable international military publisher, to publishing on my own at Amazon, getting a hardcover and paperback version there, then creating another version of the book, a thinner version that I wanted veterans to read that happened to be in hospitals, prisons, jails, psych wards. Had a third version made up. Had that version distributed internationally to the places beyond Amazon. Okay, it's that other version, the condensed, because my other versions are 265 pages. It's that 100-page version that actually is what is going around the world, and it's selling for up to $23 or $24.99 on Walmart right now. So you can look at the app. Go search Walmart right now. Search the Walmart website. Search walmart.com. Search my name, Sgt WarDawg. If I type it in, SGT space WARDAWG. Search my name. See if it comes up. You understand what I'm saying now? I'm that Marine. Went to Iraq 3 times. Survived. Wrote a book. Wasn't noticed by the big publishing companies. All right. Got my own book up. had it published on Amazon, then got it published beyond Amazon to Walmart, Barnes and Noble, uh, Apple Books, Books a Million, and other retailers around the world. All right, you can see it, I can prove it to you. You even have the pictures of all the stores it's offered in around the world. Rock with me, all right? I'm a creator like none other. Again, I'm the Marine who was front lines in the war and who was followed by National Geographic. I was followed by TV producers, followed by cameramen, photojournalists who could have recorded me being hurt and killed. That's the nature of the business. So you never understand my front row picture of things as a fighter, as a Marine, as a shooter, and entertainment wise, what I saw and what I know, and how I saw the war being broadcast right in front of me from TV, journalists and entertainers and whatnot. But now you see the connection. I'm the Marine. I'm the guy that was followed by the media and the Marine. Now, my own creations. Hey, book, website, app, web shows, web TV shows. You see all my shows now. I'm up to about like 5 now. All right. Sgt WarDawg TV, my outdoor TV web series with me, where I grind and do my Marine thing. All right. Then there's the War Dog Trail podcast, Sappertomo, where I talk about PTSD and mental health issues with veterans around the world. Then 2026, I'm now moving into true crime. I got Prison Grind, where I'm talking about prison survival stories in Australia and the US, prisoners and COs in the US and Australia, from state and federal prisons. All right, next, I got the victim's pain, when a loved one is murdered, where I talk to victims, family members, about what it's been like, deal with the tragedies that they endure. All right. Last but not least, as a Marine infantryman, I'm a manhunter, paid for it, and sent around the world. So what I do, started another show about manhunting, man. I got manhunting with Fugitive Guy. Manhunting with the Fugitive Guy. All right. And that is at Fugitive Guy on TikTok. That's actually his name. That's his handle. That's his username. All right. He represents Fugitive Recovery Group. We bring you live, up to date, modern fugitive hunts that are happening in 2026 in North Carolina and South Carolina. All right. So that's what I'm bringing to you now. I'm tapped in on that level. All right. I'm bringing you war content from myself, bringing you prison content, bringing you victims, pain, true crime content, and I'm bringing you fugitive ops, man. I'm bringing you fugitive ops in 2026 in North Carolina and South Carolina with manhunting with the Fugitive Guy. All right. Check me out, Sgt WarDawg TV. Also, begin to tap into me more, though, on Patreon. All right. Everything will now be going through Patreon, and as I figure out my funnel on how I'm going to be presenting my war and true crime content to you. All right. I get a lot of bans and blocks for talking about the war, prison, victims, that sort of thing. I had to take everything now to paid platform for subscribers, for uncensored and graphic stuff that I talk about on Sgt WarDawg TV. But that's the play. That's where we at. Oh, shit. My bad. Hey, last but not least, I still didn't tap into you. This motherfucker almost lit up, though. And this is in-house now. In-house like a motherfucker, too. All right, at a time, about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, we're in Fallujah. It's my 3rd tour. Guy's been out on the rooftop for about 16, 17 hours. He needed a motherfucking cigarette. All right? People will never understand, as a Marine, all the things you deal with and face, stress and whatnot, all right? You already dealing with being away from home, family and friends. You've already walked away from all your belongings, loved ones, girlfriends, whatever, your favorite car, you disattach from everyone and everything in ways as a Marine and for war, and especially as a grunt and your proximity to death. You disattach from things, people, life, everything that's superficial or superfluous in a way that I cannot really explain. It's that time when you just kind of know everything's serious right now. Nothing needs to be said. Just kind of shut the fuck up, move, let shit happen, get shit done. But nothing really needs to be said because everything's that dead ass serious. All right? Everything's blood raw, gun barrel straight. It's that official. You know what I mean? Uh, as a Marine, you're dealing with what you give up individually for your sacrifice, what you are required to do physically and meet and maintain in terms of being strong, lifting weights, being able to fight, being able to hike 20 miles, carry all this weight, shoot all these guns, put on your gas mask in 9 seconds, reload a gun this fast, reload that system, use that thermal, device, use this communication system here, this computer, this handheld thing. There's so much that you're constantly learning, adapting to, and evolving with. All right. That's one aspect. Now, you times in the fact that, okay, God is already sacrificing away from his family and all that. He's locked into the life of being a shooter, being a fighter. Now, within that, his number one priority, his number one concern and priority at all times at that point becomes the enemy. The motherfuckers that are trying to kill him and his crew and his team. Okay? He's going to always have stress from them, from that side, from those motherfuckers. Why? Because they're trying to kill him and his. That is the one constant factor of stress, enemy, whatever, that is always there in that man, in that Marine's life, mind. That is one factor that he must always deal with. It's my enemies that want to kill me and that are here close enough to motherfucking kill me. Okay? We're in that predicament. My third tour in Iraq, behind the scenes shit, about 16, 17 hours, I'm with a guy who's been on the rooftop and he needed a motherfucking cigarette. All right? But as Marines, we don't smoke at night. Why? Because smoking at night gives away our position. See the way I'm using this vape? See the way it's lit up? You imagine at night, every time I light this up, or if it was a cigarette, a blunt, a cigar, every time I light this up and move it away from my face, you know exactly where my face is, don't you? Or my mouth, or where to take a shot, don't you? All right. That's kind of thinking of a real motherfucking shooter, killer, Marine. Ain't about that lifestyle, you wouldn't know about that, right? That's why you need to listen to me, rock with me. So, wherever I'm at, I'm trying to watch a target. I'm trying to figure out where is his face. Where do I need to engage him at? I see where does the light of his cigarette or vape pause at. Around his face, around his mouth. And he removes, or that's the blunt, cigar, cigarette, vape. Tell you what shooters do and how I think and what we get paid to do, how we rock, what I'm good at, how we motherfucking handle business. Shooters at night. We don't smoke at night as Marines. Why? Because it gives away our position. We know this. Oh, I'm with a guy. 16, 17 hours, he's been on a rooftop by himself. He needed a motherfucking cigarette, man. I don't blame him. Shit. Got stresses, man. Like I told you, we already give up our lives and leave home. We give up materials, we leave home, we leave our families. He's already given up everything and agreed to be in this life, in this predicament. Okay. At all times, he's dealing with the enemy and the motherfuckers that are trying to kill him. All times. That is a constant stress. Number two, that nobody else knows or thinks about. In-house. He's got to deal with the organization yelling at him, fussing at him, living up to their standards, Marine Corps rules and standards. You got to live up and deal with that at all times. Right? Those combined, man. The forces from personal life, family, what's going on back home. The forces from dealing with the enemy. The forces from dealing with your organization that you work for and their demands, and those people within and your superiors, right? Real shit behind the scenes. One day, about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Third tour. We're in Fallujah. I got a guy who just needed a cigarette so bad. He's tweaking, popping, shaking. It's his second or third time there. All right. He did what he had to do. He hit himself, made sure nobody could see the light, the flash of his light, his cigarette. He needed his fix of nicotine. Yes, a legal fix. He had his cigarette, man. Came back. Another point, a superior comes around, right? Superior smells the tobacco, obviously, right? Smells the cigarette. He sounds off. Who the fuck's been smoking? Who been smoking a cigarette? It's that and the third, right? Goes up to the man that he smells the tobacco on the most. Lights up on that man. You getting me? On that man. Physical. In his face. This and that and the third. Riding on that man. This is my third time. That is when I reach my limit. Fuck that. You will not put your motherfucking hands on me. You will not. You will not. I already gave up everything in my life to come over here. I already gave up everything I'm dealing with. The third tour now, the constant pressure of the enemy and everything else around me. Now I got a superior who's up here. I got a guy who 16, 17 hours, needed a cigarette. Superior came up here 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We in the dark, we operating. He puts his hands on this other Marine next to me. Right then, I lost my shit. And I told myself, I swear to God, if he touch me, I'm going to kill him. You understand that? This is in-house shit, behind the scenes. I swear to God, I said to him, myself, he already touching him. He popping off. I'm already going through this shit. My third time, I already gave up everything in my life. This motherfucker's bitching at me right now about a cigarette on my third tour, and I'm out here 17 hours. I need a fix. My homie needed a fix. We did what he needed to do to not be caught or seen. Man came around, smelled that cigarette on him, put his hands on him. Fuck that. I said right then and there, if he touches me, I'm going to kill him. I do not give a fuck. This is where the line ends. I will give up everything, my life, liberty, sacrifice, whatever. But this is where I draw the line. I needed a fucking cigarette. He needed a motherfucking cigarette. Yeah, it's nighttime. Yeah, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, we do not smoke. But you cannot have a man under all that goddamn pressure and not expect him at some point to fucking need something. Take him from the family, take him from the friends, take him from the materials. Now you keep sending them over here on this. That's when I lost my shit. Lights out. If he would have touched me, I swear to God, Marines would have had to put me in prison for life. Because I was going to kill that motherfucker on the spot if he would have touched me over a goddamn cigarette. That's the kind of real shit I'm giving you behind the scenes, never heard of, never seen, never thought of. In-house even, between the Marines. Would have put his hands on me if he would have put his hands on me over a cigarette at that moment. Behind the scenes, just amongst us. Promise y'all, it popped off like you never seen. Those kind of faces I was faced with. I deal with the enemy, deal with my life and family back home. Now I got to deal with in-house. This motherfucker's popping off because of a cigarette. He decides he's going to put his hands on another Marine in front of me. Fuck that. If he touches me, I will fucking kill him. And everything else moves. That's my line. That is what I will kill or die for. My motherfucking cigarette and my superior in the Marines at that moment. Did not give a fuck. That's the kind of shit I ain't never told you. I've been talking about, been holding back. But I'm talking about it now. Sgt WarDawg. Unleashed. War Tales of Sgt WarDawg. I'm 3 times in Iraq as a Marine grunt. Want to hear it all? Here it go, baby. You got to be a subscriber on the War Council level. Shit like this. Times that even the Marines pissed me off, and I almost had to go lights out with another Marine. But I almost threw my life and freedom away on another Marine over a cigarette, over being out for 16, 17 hours, and that Marine popped off and put his hands on that Marine in front of me, and I swear to God, if he would have touched me, that was my last stand. I was going to give him everything I had. I swear to God. Whatever I had then learned in the world and used those other 2 tours to get to Iraq at that point. That's when they crossed the line, crossed my heart, crossed my values. Man got to a point where he just needed some nicotine to keep going. Just needed a cigarette. Been out here 17 hours. Yeah, I'm dealing with the enemy, him there. They trying to shoot me, fight me. Cars blowing up. They putting bombs in trash bags, dead bodies, putting trash bags in dead dogs. Damn. Who puts trash bag? Who puts bombs in dead dogs? So that when other motherfuckers walk past on the street, see a dead dog, you don't think nothing of. Boom! I got to deal with that kind of stress already. The snipers, the enemy, every Muslim in the world coming to want to face me over here in this city. I'm dealing with that alone, let alone whatever I have going on in my personal life back home that I have sacrificed and closed my eyes to because I locked myself into this life, this mission for the country, for the mission, right? I have no problem with all those sacrifices. But yes, I met my limit. When it came down to a need of nicotine to keep going, I saw a Marine that he hit himself. He had a cigarette. He needed nicotine. And I saw a Marine put his hands on him, attack, get violent. Oh, hell no. I swear to God, I made my stand right then and there. I thank God it didn't come to it. Those are the kind of stories that happened. If he would have continued and went down the line and got to me and put his motherfucking hands on me, I swear to God, we would not be talking right now. I would have killed him on the spot. It's behind the scenes shit I'm telling you about. You never hear about it. Facing shit in the enemy, facing shit behind the scenes from your own side. I don't know what it's like for the Marines, except for us and those that are there and go through it. I'm going to tell you about it now. War Tales of Sgt WarDawg. Behind the scenes, I'm unleashed now. I'm bringing it to you as a creator. Like I said, any other war veterans out there interested in becoming creators, tell your story. Tell your war story. All right? Make a book like I did. Make a podcast like I did. Get your story, yourself, your media out there. You are a motherfucking rock star. You are an entertainer. Nobody else has ever seen or done or been places you've been. Tell your story, please. And even not just veterans, survivors, trauma survivors, or just people in general, right? Doesn't matter what it is. Just giving you experience as a creator. I now have a book that sells in more than just Amazon, right? It's in Amazon, Walmart, it's in Barnes & Noble, all these places, all right? Understand the type of creator that you're getting when you rock with me. Yes, I'm the front row Marine that was fighting, and I was followed by National Geographic. I was being followed by directors, TV people, film directors, photojournalists, cameramen. Since I was 19, I have been followed by the highest level people in TV entertainment during the war who could have filmed me being killed, as you see in that picture in the book, which was taken by another photojournalist, all right? I had Time Magazine embedded in my unit. I know what it's like to be followed by the media, cameramen during a war, real time. So yes, I understand media, war, entertainment, true crime on a level you will never understand. I understand how to present it. I understand how to present that content, your content, a lot of other things, man. I'll never underestimate yourself, especially as you see with me, people thinking all I am is just this Marine grunt, a dumb Marine grunt who knows nothing, has no other value in life. Yeah, well, look at it now, bitch. Survived the war, then to college, now creating books, app, TV show, series, international streaming network. Be a creator, man. I'm the guy that can get you there. You've been told no by the big producers, big publishers. That's all right. I've been there too as a Marine. If they didn't want to hear my story, and you see, I didn't agree and roll over and deal with that type of, uh, being ignored or having your dreams killed. Don't you either, right? Let's create, let's build, let's win. Sgt WarDawg, Sgt WarDawg TV. Been doing this since 2019, baby. And we're getting better with it. And I can make you better as well. Let's go.